Welcome to the 15th video in this series about using Unix tools. In this video, I will show you more about how to use PuTTY's psftp tool to transfer files between Windows and Unix. In video 14, I showed you how to copy a directory of files between systems using the psftp tool. However, there will be times when you want to copy many files but not entire directories. So the psftp tool has the mget for copying from remote to local, and mput, which will copy from local to remote, commands that let you do this. And this video will show you how to use them. Okay, we already know we're going to need a command window to use that tool, the psftp tool, and I need to go to my favorite directory where I put things, and then we need to go find some files we want to transfer. So, if we look at this, we see, wow, there's a lot of files in here of all sorts. So, how would we choose what files we want to download? Let's say that we want to get the files with libjxl, and you can see here's one that's got the wrong file name. We can use that move command that we learned in a previous video to fix it. I should have done this before the video, but better late than never, my mom always says. There we go. So we've got two files in a pattern with libgxl and two files in a pattern with rough. It doesn't matter what they are, I want them. And I don't want to copy 4 times. I'd like to just open a tool and get those files. It turns out that's pretty easy to do. Come over here and we should use our psftp command just like we did last time, with the port number and the username and the IP. And I'll say no and type in my password. I'll check where I am in both places. I'll see, oh, I need to change to the outgoing directory on the remote. This time, if I check my local directory, local print working directory, it's okay. I'm happy with that. So I told you we would use mget. Let's get some help on mget. And it says mget also takes a recursive flag. It downloads many files, and you can use wildcards. And these are very similar to the globbing that we learned about. So let's try it. We know we want these libgxl files. There are 2 of them. So let's mget those files. And it got 2 files as expected. And we'd like these files that are rough. And it says, I can't find it. What do I do? And you see them right there. So you say mget ruff050 star, and you try again and you get them. Why didn't it work the first time? Because I used get, not mget. You have to use that m for multiple. Okay, so multiple get is pretty easy to understand. If I use that bang and do a directory, putting the newest files last on my local machine, which is Windows, you'll see there's the libjxl files, there's the rough files. If we check the file sizes, they are all correct. So that's good news. And I'm pleased. How do we copy some files back? Well, let's say I want to copy these two Firefox files to the remote. And I don't want them here. I want to put it in something like the FF directory for Firefox. So I want to be here on the remote. And if I check the remote location, I'm not there. I need to get in there. And now if I check the remote location, I'm in the right place. And if we scroll back and look at those names again, there's the name. I'll try to cut and paste it. We'll see what happens. Let's do an input. And we say star. There are two files that match. So hopefully those will be pushed from the local machine, which is Windows, to the Unix server. Right now, there's nothing on the Unix machine, on the remote. And if I check now, the two files are there. And conveniently, we have a checksum, so we can use the Unix checksum command to verify that. And this will use the checksum to check that the file is not corrupted. And it says it's okay. So the transfer was good. As you can see, it's pretty easy to use psftp. And unlike pscp, where you need to do it one file at a time and you have to keep typing that password again and again, this tool, once you start psftp, it's not going to ask you for the password again as long as you stay inside the program, which is much more convenient if you're going to transfer several files. If you type help, you can see there are other commands available, but nothing very exciting. There is a reget and a reput. These are useful if you were using a modem, but I don't think anybody in today's world uses those. These will resume an interrupted download or upload. So most of the time, the only commands you're going to use are going to be lcd, cd, lpwd, and pwd. You'll use get and put if you want to move one file or a whole folder with the -R flag. Or if you want to use a wildcard pattern, you'll use mget and mput. There is a mkdir, so that you notice I made the directory FF on the remote server because I had the window open. But you could use this mkdir and do it from this tool if you really had to. It also says you can rename files on the remote server using mv. So maybe we should try that as our last command for today. Where's a file we can rename? Okay, we have something, and it doesn't matter what it is, but we have some scalable vector graphic called windrows. And it has an uppercase W, and I'd like it to have a lowercase w. So where is that? That's in the outgoing directory. You can see I'm not in the right directory, but now I am. So now I'm going to do that rename, and I'm going to say the old name was windrows.svg, and I'd like my new name to be small w windrows.svg. it says I did it. And if we do an ls, you can see it really did do the rename. So that's something else you can do remotely, just to show you that all the commands work. I want to thank you for listening. Don't forget to say bye to log out. And see you next time.